let's go back to season 1 of Will and Grace as we get ready to
100
release
years ago.
season 1 on DVD. Congratulations.
Thanks.
It's very exciting. So I think the first thing I want to ask all of you is, do you each recall the day that you got the call that you got the part?
Did I get it?
You got it.
You're the one
Yeah,
who
you got it.
in.
What?
You got it.
Oh, right. I gotta make some phone calls.
You could call your mom.
Yeah. she's
We're
gonna
happy
put
because the other guy who was playing the part sucked so bad. That we're really excited about this.
So congratulations, Sean. So what was your first reaction?
Well, you're seeing
I'm
it.
seeing it for the first time.
I was dumbfounded. I was excited. I did a film at Sundance, and from that got this.
Right.
We all went through the process in our own way, but yeah, I was very excited. It was the first pilot that I'd gotten, so.
So you actually made a film first, before TV.
Yeah, yeah.
That was Billy's Hollywood Screen Kids.
That's exactly right.
Yes, it was.
I've been
Megan.
working as a milker on a dairy farm.
Really?
So
I find that very hard
really
to believe.
They-
I was
they
not an
handpicked her.
actress.
I'm not buying that.
I don't really know how it happened. Actually,
Do you remember the audition, the first audition?
yeah, I do. Well, I auditioned for Grace, and it was just like a big flat line. Nobody
Oh, really?
flying pig. And then, I didn't really want to read for Karen for a variety of imbecilic reasons, but I ultimately did, obviously. And then, actually, I was the only person testing at the network that day, and I found out when I was in my car just leaving NBC, I found out I got the part, and then I was instantly pulled over for a ticket for making an illegal U-turn. And I was like, I don't care.
Exactly.
Go ahead, write it up.
Absolutely.
Your worst.
My life has just changed. Yeah. Now, Jim Burrows was saying earlier, I never knew this, that Will and Grace was in the beginning part of a you were just part of another show? And
Well,
then
the concept, there were several couples. There were three couples?
Max
And
and David
Will
had a show
Grace
about 3
were-
couples, and they were sort of probably the most minor of the 3. The other 2 were married couples, and the third was this sort of would-be married couple that were in fact gay and straight. And I think it was Warren Littlefield sort of looked and went, this over thing, it's not really doing much for me, but I want to know more about this couple.
Right.
And they went away and
So we
created
developed
that.
the show around this idea. And that's,
so now did you audition together? You read together from the
he
very
was
beginning?
cast,
Yeah.
eventually, he was cast way...
I was doing a series of auditions for the part with various women while she was doing the
A
series
TV show.
Prey over at ABC. So and seemingly unavailable because I think they wanted you from the beginning, but you
Right.
just weren't available.
Right.
And so I eventually went to network with this one girl, and I thought it was like it's all or nothing. I thought this either we're Will and Grace or we're not.
Right.
And I left there knowing that she really hadn't aced it, and I thought, great, it's all over. I just thought I was dead in the water. And then that night I got the phone call from Max saying, "How would you like to be TV's Will?"
Great.
And I said no. And it was
that way.
it was truly like my wife and I went out and had a big dinner.
Absolutely.
So it was, but then a month progressed where I read with more and more women having already got the part, and she was the last one, and that was the one where
And
everyone went, "Oh, thank God."
it was magic.
Okay, finally we have a TV show.
And then Jack and Karen came along. I assume they were not part of the original concept until...
They were always part of the pilot. I mean, the characters were added, but I don't think they ever realized that combination.
Right.
Jack was going to be my friend, she was going to be Grace's
Right.
friend,
Right.
and the twain was never supposed to meet. And then the twain met.
The twain met.
An explosive
in the second show.
hilarity ensued.
Yeah.
Did any of you know each other before the show?
Megan guest starred on my first sitcom, Ned and Stacy,
Uh-huh.
but we didn't get to have one line with each other. We were on two, like A and B stories, two completely stories.
It's too
Yeah.
bad, because that would be fun footage.
That would be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
if we had been able to
So you
act
never had
together.
any scenes together?
No.
Wow.
We met, honestly, but
Wow.
But
we
she acted with the woman who played my sister on the TV show, and I was busy in a muffin shop or something
Yeah.
crazy like that. I don't know.
Well, I
all
think it
about
was
your
all
muffin,
fake,
isn't
because
it,
I
Deborah?
personally think
It
you're the
always
best ensemble cast on television.
Thank you very
that's
And
very nice.
I really mean that. I know when the show first debuted, It was surrounded in a bit of controversy. It was cutting edge for what was happening on network TV 5 years ago. But did you really think that a story about two gay guys and a single gay man living with a single straight woman would have developed as it did?
You know, the gay thing to me, just personally, it never really occurred to me that it would cause some kind of weird splash or something, because I don't consider it odd to be gay or lesbian or bisexual or straight. I mean, it just doesn't, in my world. But of course then, you know, you go 2 feet beyond this door.
Absolutely.
And everybody else does. But it hadn't really occurred to me. But then we were taken to NBC for this whole like briefing, this like top secret briefing about
Right.
all the, you know, the shit that was going to come down and how
Right.
we were
And-
all going to be like, you know, crucified and this and that. And then we kept waiting for the other shoe to drop and it never did.
We were facing the press corps, and we were going to be introduced as, you know, a new fall sitcom. So the whole purpose was for us to discuss the show with the press.
Right.
And so this was a briefing prior to that. So I
Right.
think they anticipated that we were just going to be barraged with all
Absolutely.
of these very aggressive...
But it never really
Well, I think
happened.
partly it was a smart thing on the part of the network and of our producers that just, as opposed to going out of the gate with just, hey, we're going to have a gay old time.
Yeah.
It was more like, this is a show about friends.
Yeah,
And it was
absolutely,
on a
who
Monday
have-
night. We kind of crept in. And
Yeah,
it
it
was,
was just a funny show.
Friends who
about
have everyday
relationships.
problems
Right.
and live everyday lives.
And,
Yeah.
and, you know, I think a few people said, "Well, that's a cop out," and we said, "No, it's not a cop out. If we lead with our nose, it's going to get cut off to spite our face,
Exactly.
and then the show's off the air."
But
And
also-
And
that's-
we never really, you know, made controversy of the show,
No.
so there was no controversy
No.
there.
The show, the
You know, we
gay
never-
issue wasn't politicized because the two gay characters had been gay and comfortably so for years and years.
Right.
They weren't coming out and having to deal with like, oh, do I tell my parents? Do I not? I mean, so none of that entered into the picture. It was just four people who know who they are, who are, you know, sorting out their lives.
Do you remember exactly like how many shows in when you said, oh my God, this is really working and America's really buying it and we may be here a while?
Well, I think it was the pilot.
Yeah.
Was it the pilot?
Yeah, we all felt very confident that what we were doing was special and new and interesting, you know, and it was funny from the get-go.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of whether or not we would be given a chance. Whether or not people would people look at it with an open mind and be prepared to laugh.
Right.
I think we all knew that there were four really distinct characters with four strong voices, and
Right.
that the writing was everything was just right there, and that it just sort of popped. That we all worked together so well that I think we all believe that it will work if people will just give it a chance and just watch it.
Right.
And that's what
We were,
happened.
Right.
That's right. We were one of the last shows that was given that chance. It felt I don't remember ever having that fear in the first year or two of next week's the week we get cut if we don't come up with these kind of numbers, which
Right.
shows seem to face every day
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is only 5 years ago, but I just felt like with Warren and NBC in general, the sense of it was, no, you're on Monday. We're going to slowly move you to Tuesday. There was always a feeling of, don't worry,
Right.
we're behind you, and you'll get
They
there.
were obviously behind you for the marathon, not a sprint. So you knew pretty much from the beginning it was going to last. It had some shelf life.
Well,
you know?
I wouldn't say that. I don't know.
Really?
No,
Because
I mean,
the Emmy nominations followed pretty quickly, and
Yes and no. The first season there was no nomination.
That's true.
Which to me was not weird, but everyone else around us went, oh my God, how could that not happen? And now I look around and I see what they mean, because a lot of first season shows do get
yeah.
nominations.
Yeah.
We were ignored completely, and I think I'm almost thankful for that, because it would have been maybe too much too soon. Because, you know, critics can turn and certain audience members can turn. We grew to that, you know, and it wasn't. We were shooting our third season when we won the award for.
Yeah. How really different? Because I don't think the dynamics are very different between the four of you when you're not being Jack, Karen, Grace, and Will. I think the dynamics are pretty much the same. Every night on TV is what?
I don't know.
I'm just laughing at the idea that she just got tickled.
Yeah.
The dynamics between the four of us,
Yeah.
the same
When
in
the
real
camera's
life?
not on, it's the same, right?
you are Karen.
Are you Karen? Are
I'm
you?
nothing like Karen. You know, that's really interesting. I don't think I'm anything like Karen, but I do think the dynamic between us is sort of the same, although Eric and I get along like gang. I mean, there's no, you know what I mean? There's no friction between Eric and I, whereas on Will and Grace, a lot. There was in the first few seasons, not so much now.
Between characters.
Between our characters, yeah. But no, I mean, maybe in a way, yeah. I mean,
Because when we talked earlier, and you had your conservative glasses on, and you could have been Marion the librarian.
yes.
You were sweet and demure.
I'm in my costume now, and so it's a different thing's coming out, dude. What can I tell you?
So Eric, getting back to the first couple of seasons, some people would say, why can't Will have like a real steady, permanent relationship? And do you still think it was wiser for it to wait until maybe season number 5 when something really
Yeah, I mean, I
develops?
think gay or straight, the only person that's had a long-term relationship with this show is Karen.
Yes.
And we've never met.
And we've
her
never
husband.
met Stan, yeah.
And that's what's kept that alive, you know. And it's the same thing. If we could have lovers that were never around, it
Right.
would be okay. But to add someone to the show, either for me or for her, that would be permanent, is a very big decision.
Right.
You know, it was a very big deal to get her married off, which doesn't happen in season 1. But I mean, when it did happen, it was like, wow, we know we're going down
Yeah.
a big road here. When it happens with Will, it'll be another very different road. And I think we've successfully managed to stave it off and keep the show this.
Absolutely.
But the characters are in their 30s, and that can't last forever.
Yeah.
So it's. I think there was certainly nothing about, oh, we don't want to have a gay lover. It was that we don't want to have a lover, period, for her or for me.
It
And the
really
few times
changed
that
the
we did,
dynamics of the relationship.
Woody Harrelson was only on for about 6, but for those 6
Yeah.
episodes, it changed the feeling. It was
Yeah.
like, but if she's
Well,
going to be with a
anything that
boyfriend,
happens to either one of these characters automatically going to affect the
Of
dynamic
course,
between
of
us.
course.
which is
I know we
good.
have to wrap, but one thing that I just find so amazing is the quality of guest stars that want to be, that are so enticed to become part of this amazing story. And I mean, from, you know, Matt Damon to Cher to Elton John to Michael Douglas,
Glenn
Demi,
Close.
and then Madonna to come.
Gene Wilder.
I mean, Gene Wilder, the great Gene Wilder, who's today. I mean, isn't that just such a testament to the quality of this show, the way it's written, the way it's produced, and the characters and the performances? I mean, doesn't that make you feel great?
Yeah, we're lucky that they
It's
want to come
thrilling.
on and play for the week, and it gives them an opportunity to do something different.
Yeah.
You know, for them, and
It's interesting because a lot of those people are film actors and they're not really
Yes.
performing in front of a live audience. And
Yes.
we've had some very, very severe cases. He
Yeah.
his pants.
I think the nicest tribute is that it's they're on the show because it's smart.
Yes.
Our writers
Yes.
write smart.
Yes.
And that's the thing I think we're the most proud of. I mean, it's funny
Absolutely.
as hell.
Absolutely.
But you can do funny without smart, and we do both. And,
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm so proud of, I think.
Well, congratulations. It's just the consistency, the quality of it is so great, and you should all be very proud. And congratulations again
Thanks
on
a
your
lot.
first DVD.
oh, I'm messed up.
Congratulations
Oh, is that rude?
on your first DVD
It's
release.
been so good. Thank you.